Alright, I'm gonna try to make this video not too long. Well, anyway, the title of this video, Power Rangers popularity was not a mistake at all. If anybody think that Power Rangers just came out of nowhere and just became a hit just because, well, you're sadly mistaken. It didn't work like that. Matter of fact, it was elements and years of preparation, actually. First, you had the giant monsters like Godzilla, all the 1950, even American movies like King Kong and those space movies and a lot of kid karate movies, and you had the Bruce Lees, and that's from China. You had also many other blood sport game movie, blood sport game type movies with Jean Claude Van Damme. You had a lot of things was put in place for Power Rangers to actually succeed in America. And then you had a lot of the late 80 movies, early 90 movies of kids doing karate. You had a lot of this stuff put in place, and Power Rangers being successful was based off of past showings of big monsters or in karate. And the thing is, if Power Rangers was actually could have came here 2 years earlier, if the studio had made more, well, had more of a belief system of how to execute it, and thankfully it all fell into place. We had A.M. Saban, we had 1993 Zoo Rangers, and the rest was history, which was in my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Well, anyway, I was watching a movie last night called, let me make sure I get it right this time, gotta look it up. A Dangerous Place. It's on Tubi TV. Check it out. The star of the starring kid who played in A Dangerous Place, he played the 1995 Mask Rider, and this came out in 1994, of course. And then you also had Magic Kid, Magic Kid 2. You had a lot of these, and also Three Ninjas. You had a lot of these movies, if you actually, and it's not just Tubi TV, but people probably had a little bit more of a vivid memory before Tubi TV, before the streaming services. There was a lot of action karate movies. There was. You had it. You had a lot of these, like Mortal Kombats. You had what other ones? You had these pit fighters. You had a lot of action karate movies. I mean, I know I'm keep repeating myself, but you kind of had it, and then you mix, and also the big one you had the Karate Kid. And I did hear about, I don't know how true this is, so I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt, that the director who was supposed to be spearheading Power Rangers into a better future, I guess he went and focused all his attention on Karate Kid. Which, I'm gonna say this: not everybody gonna like Power Rangers. I get it. Not everybody gonna like the Karate Kid. I understand that. But if you think about it, Power Rangers and Karate Kid is basically the same show. It's just only thing different is one wears spandex and use karate and martial arts to beat space aliens. Like, how complex do you really need to get, and how crazy do you need to get? And I understand that that might not be somebody's cup of tea, but if I was given a chance to do something like this, and I'm not a big Karate Kid fan, so I but if they'd say, hey, I want you to do Karate Kid, you'd be like, okay, all right, how am I gonna do this? I like Power Rangers, so how could I do this? Will try to. I know you can't force yourself to do anything, but I do respect the person to just say no, I don't want to do it. Instead of stringing the show along. I think that was bad, but I don't know. I can't say I'm not gonna say that's what happened or anything like that. But what I'm going to say is this: is that Power Rangers being a success the way it did and hung on for so long was not a mistake. I think at that time, especially in the 80s and 90s, you had a lot of those shows thrown at you, and then when they threw this show, it was like, wow, this is really different. It's karate and beating space monsters, and you can morph. What? So that, I guess, right there. And can't forget Voltron, because Voltron came over here too, the big Zords, and that's another thing, Gundam. So that really helped Power Rangers a lot. It really did. And the only thing I don't understand why the fans hate the idea, not every fan, hates the idea of a Power Rangers animated series when you have Voltron kind of already did that, and Gundam already kind of did that, And a lot of people say, well, they might have some goofy comedy skits in the cartoon. Not really. Not if you go anime. I mean, anime got goofy side comments and stuff like that. We all of them do. But I think if taken seriously enough, then I guess it could work. Ultraman had a cartoon, and that was a live action. But I guess Power Ranger fans are just a different type of breed of people. And Disney, I know, picking Power Rangers back up, I want to throw this in this video too, is wow, I'm not one of those people that say, oh, I hate Disney and I don't like Disney and I don't care what they say. A lot of those people, I kind of have to watch the people. They rub me the wrong way. And I know, like I say, everybody has different opinions on different things. And I've had friends who stopped watching Power Rangers after Wild Force. And maybe they grew out of it. Maybe they just didn't like the direction it was going. I mean, it happens. Just like professional wrestling. Certain areas might not intrigue your interest. So I'm not gonna say people gotta like it because they like Power Rangers. But what I'm saying is, if you're still following and talking about Power Rangers and you telling me that you don't like a lot of Disney stuff, something's wrong. I can see you might not liking certain shows within the Disney era, like maybe some people. I've heard people say they didn't like RPM. I heard people say they didn't like SPD. I heard people that said they didn't like Ninja Storm. And they liked everything else except for certain shows. That's actually more understandable than to say, oh, Disney completely just destroyed Power Rangers. Well, if that was the case, Neil Saban really destroyed Power Rangers, if you really want to get technical, if you really want to get nitty gritty. I personally like Samurai. A lot of people didn't like Samurai. I didn't too much care for Megaforce. Many other people didn't like Megaforce, but Megaforce, I will say, has a special place in my heart, especially the first season, matter of fact. And I kind of do like the second season a little bit with the pirate with the pirate theme and stuff like that. But I just think it was just weird and whatever. But stuff happens. Ninja Steel, that was my least favorite Power Rangers. I enjoyed Beast Morphers up until I just saw Go Busters, and my opinion on Beast Morphers kind of changed a little bit. But what I mean by that is not because I just dislike it. I just don't like the ending of Beast Morphers. I think they did everything else pretty cool. I think Go Busters was had more action than Beast Morphers when I found that out, But there were some things Beast Morphers did I thought was a little bit better. They actually used the red beetle, or I think that's what they call it, who is Blaze in that red crimson get up. That was pretty cool, actually. That Power Rangers actually did that. They used that suit, and that Robo Blaze suit was actually the main suit. So Blaze and Roxy, I liked how they did them, and Enter, and what was the other one? Enter and End and Enter from Go Busters. They were pretty cool. I like both counterparts of them. I just think I don't really say I do like how the Japanese version, they really gave them more of a purpose versus just in Power Rangers they just gave them like, okay, you're just a avatar, and they did do things. I'm not saying they didn't, but they were really the glue to, until the main villain really came out. And I also liked how Power Rangers brought back vengeance. And if Disney did a horrible Disney, I didn't like how they. Only thing I didn't like about Disney is how they disrespected Power Rangers, though. When all them reports came out about how Disney disrespected Power Rangers, I think that's when the fans said, "Oh, I don't like Disney." Because I remember people actually were watching Power Rangers quite a bit in the Disney era. And YouTube came around, was it in '05? I didn't start using YouTube until like late '06, early '07. And I remember like it was I think it was like summer '07, it was like summer '07 or fall '07, 2007, and that they were posting Power Rangers like Operation Overdrive and Mystic Force, and I didn't see not one bad comment. People would say, "Oh, thank you. I'm glad you uploaded this. I've been looking for this. It haven't been a year since I saw it, or a couple of years." And then they started uploading Mighty Morphin kind of later, because I remember the current, close to the current seasons, people were uploading, but the older ones like Mighty Morphin, they was a little bit later, unless they was already up there, and I just happened to be late. Between 2007 to 2010, that's when the Power Rangers, the Power Rangers. What I'm trying to say is I lost my train of thought. The Power Rangers uploading to YouTube became very popular, and which Action Man and all that, and Goosebumps and Big Bag Beetleborgs and VR Troopers was posted on there. But yeah, so. I don't think every episode of VR Troopers was posted on there, because VR Troopers had quite a lot of episodes. But I think the first 25 to 30 episodes. But anyway, it makes you kind of think about what happens, and hopefully Disney do a good job with this time. Well, actually, it's more Hasbro, but I think Hasbro gonna give Disney some control, maybe, hopefully, because I know 20th Fox, somebody made a comment saying, hey, it's funny how 20th Fox brought in Power Rangers, and now how things go full circle, and it does. And it might get treated, I believe it's going to get treated better this time. I do. I really, really do. Because Goosebumps is now part of Disney Plus, and Goosebumps began with the Fox Kids era, So I think it will work out. I think it will this time, and yeah, I wish Disney didn't disrespect Power Rangers. But even when they wanted to get rid of it, they had some pretty good seasons. So I'm not gonna sit up. I'm not one of them guys who, Disney did a terrible job. Just they had one of the least favorite season that I had from them was Operation Overdrive. Not because everybody else saying it. There was a lot of missed opportunities in Operation Overdrive. It really was. But one of my favorite episodes out of Operation Overdrive was the Once a Ranger mini movie. I call it a two-parter. I think it was a 2 or 3-parter. That was pretty cool. And I did like the Wildcats. I did like their characters. But overall, I think it was a lot of missed opportunities in Operation Overdrive. And I did has a kind of a guilty pleasure of the show, where I did like the whole 3 villain thing. That was pretty cool. But other than that, Power Rangers, going back to the kind of the main topic of Power Rangers being a mistake, of the popularity is actually not true. I know people don't really say that, but I just want to be the first to this is to every studio out there who think Power Rangers is just random. No, it really wasn't random. In Japan, we all know about the Metal. Well, not everybody, but the Metal Heroes. They were part of the Metal Hero Tokusatsu series. And I didn't know what Tokusatsu was until Disney canceled Power Rangers actually in 2009. My first Sentai I saw was Samurai, actually. But actually, I think everybody's first Sentai they saw was that episode where, I didn't know what it was until many years later, when we saw Dino Thunder, when they did that, was it Lost episode, I think, when Connor, Kira, and Ethan was all sitting down in that room down there, and they had a day off, and they was watching a TV show about themselves, but it was in Japanese. That was every Power Ranger fan, and it might have happened earlier, but from what I remember, that was my first introduction of Sentai, but I didn't know what Sentai was until 2009, and Dino Thunder came out in 2004. So that was a good 7 years, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 5 years, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 years later, 5.5, because I didn't watch my first Sentai show, and said it was actually on YouTube with Shinkingers. But anyway, other than that, it was pretty amazing. And that's when I discovered Ghost Sagers, and that was another thing. I saw Ghost Sagers, and this before I saw Megaforce, of course. But and that's why I was really disappointed with Megaforce, because Ghost Sagers had like a 4-part arc. I didn't finish Go Kaiger until like years later, but I knew about they had the pirates and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, no, wait a minute. I finished Go Kaiger. That was in 2014. I finished Go Kaiger, actually. So a couple of years later. Well, actually, that same year, actually, that Super Megaforce was ending, actually. But anyway, but yeah. So I do hope that we get to have some good Power Ranger series coming through. I don't know if it's going to be adaptations. I don't know if it's going to be original. But I've heard a lot of originals, but we'll see. But I don't think I got back on the main topic. But yes, but Power Rangers and Karate Kid, even Hasbro acknowledged Karate Kid and Power Rangers were together. But I don't really believe that story 100% too much. And if it is, I stand by what I stand by. Excuse me. But if it's not, if it's just a bad rumor, maybe it was better money. I can't fault the other guy if getting offered better money, but hey, if Karate Kids is paying more, then hey, go for Karate Kids. And maybe this is all a blessing in disguise. Maybe we can get a person or a group of people who got that passion, who get some fresh ideas, and get the ball rolling, because I think it's time to really get this ball rolling again. And I think Power Rangers definitely need a facelift. We can't keep doing the same thing we've been doing for 30 years, and even Sentai have changed a lot. They're not doing what they did 10 years ago. They got this new thing going on now, and even Kamen Riders have changed up a lot. Kamen Rider is more like a video game now, but yeah. So and Ultraman changed a little bit. You still got the big monster stuff. You kind of got the premise, but yeah. So I think that we just need to just buckle up, take a seat, and hopefully cross our fingers that we can see some cool, awesome Power Rangers. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.